Welcome back to the Ginoo Binibining Candelaria 2020 pageant. At this point in time, we will be having the question and answer portion of our Ginoo Candelaria semi-finalists. So, here's how it goes. Each semi-finalist will pick an envelope containing a question on this crystal ball. They only have 1 minute to answer, and we will put the microphone on mute after the time runs out. So let's get the ball rolling by calling our first semi-finalist. Are you ready? Okay. So let's begin with our semi-finalist. Ginoo 8, Rael Timothy Sazon. Please join me here in front. Okay. Tanungin mo muna kita, sir. Sige, relax ka lang. Hindi tayo nagmamadali. It's okay. How are you?
Okay naman po.
Good. Nervous?
Hindi po masyado.
Nice. Yan ang attitude. Okay. So, are you ready?
Ready na po.
Okay. So, please pick your answer, your question. So allow me to read the question first before you answer, okay? If you could meet a famous local or international celebrity, who would it be and why? I'll repeat the question. If you could meet a famous local or international celebrity, who would it be and why?
Salamat po sa napakagandang katanungan. Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Kung ako po ay papipiliin na kung sino mang local or international na artista na makakasama ko or makakausap, ang pipiliin ko po ay si Miss Angel Locsin. Si Miss Angel Locsin po ay isang kahangahangang artista na makatao po siya. Siya po ay hindi lang po sarili niya ang iniisip niya. Mas iniisip niya pa po ang iba kaysa sa sarili niya. Siya po ay kahanga-hanga, kaya siya po ang aking piniling artista. Salamat po.
There you have it. Thank you so much, Rael. Timothy Sazon, definitely, I'll agree with you. All right, so thank you so much. Now let us have our Ginoo 9, Kyle Nathaniel Robles. Please join me here in front. Hello, Kyle. How are you tonight?
Mabuti naman po. Kayo
Good
po, kamusta
to
po,
hear.
Miss Arina?
I'm okay, thank you. All right, so Kyle, are you ready?
Yes po.
Please pick a question. Okay, so here's your question, Kyle. As a young Candelarian, how could you be a good role model to the others? I'll repeat. As a young Candelarian, how could you be a good role model to others?
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Para po sa akin, ang pagiging magandang modelo sa kabataan ay ang pagrespeto sa mga kapwa nating kapwa natin Candelarians. Hindi lang sa ating mga pamilya o sa ating mga magulang, kundi sa mga tao na nakapaligid sa atin. At pangalawa, maging responsable tayong tao. Dahil sa kabataan na ngayon ay ang iba sa kanila ay nalululong sa ibang mga gawain at hindi nila binibigyan ng sapat na focus ang pag-aaral. At pangalawa po ang pagiging makadiyos dahil sa lahat naman ng bagay at pagsubok ay isa lang ating masasandalan at ito ang Diyos. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Kyle. Now you can relax now. There you go. Okay, our next Ginoo will be our Ginoo 13, Arwin Michael Saw. Mr. Arwin, hello, good evening. How are you? All right. Use your mic, please.
Hello. Okay naman po.
Okay ka lang?
Opo.
Ninenervyos ka?
Konti lang.
Hindi halata, okay? So, Arwin, please pick your question. Tinawanan niya lang yung tanong. So, okay. How has joining GBC 2020 changed you? Again, how has joining GBC 2020 changed you?
Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Ang GBC po para sa akin ay naging instrumento po sa akin, naging gabay para mapabago ang aking ugali, sa pagharap ko sa maraming tao, sa sa ay, sa pag-boost po ng aking confidence, tsaka po sa sa confidence. At tsaka po sa kaya sa lumuha po sa ibang tao. Yun lang po at maraming salamat.
So there you have it, Arwin. Thank you so much. Okay, so please come forward. Ginoo 14, Jezreel Lagrimas. Hello, Jezreel. How are you tonight?
Hello po. Okay naman po.
Yan ang confidence. Jezreel, please pick your question. So here's your question, Jezreel. What is that one experience in your life that molded your personality or changed your perspective in life?
Ang isa pong karanasan ko na nagpabago o nag-develop po ng aking personalidad at perspective ko sa aking buhay, ang pagpapatuloy ko po ng pag-aaral ngayon sa gitna ng pandemic. Dahil dito ngayon sa gitna ng pandemic, kinakailangan natin ng ma-develop ang ating sarili upang upang ang ating pakikipagkapwa-tao ay maging wasto at upang ang ating personalidad ay maging maayos. At ang perspective ko po dito sa buhay, yung pag-aaral ko po ay naipagpatuloy ko kahit nasa gitna po tayo ng pandemic. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat.
Thank you so much as well, Jessler. Sana makatapos. Pagpatuloy mo lang. Alright, so now, please move forward. Ginoo 15, Jandal Patino. Hello, Jandal. How are you tonight?
I'm good.
Wow, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Jandal, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Is this your first time?
Yes.
Okay, so please pick your question. Allow me to read your question, Jandal. In this time of crisis, who do you think is a more valuable person? A doctor, a teacher, or a law enforcer? Why?
Magandang gabi po. Kung ako po ay papipiliin sa tatlo, ang pipiliin ko po ay ang isang guro. Dahil alam po natin na ang isang guro ay isang bayani sa ating pamumuhay. Dahil wala pong profesional ngayon sa ating kinatatayuan kung wala ang isang guro. At maaari tayong turuan ito nang sa gayon ay gabayan tayo sa mga darating na henerasyon upang maiwasan na ang mga darating na pandemya upang maging maayos na ang pamumuhay natin dito sa ating bansa. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat.
At maraming salamat din sa iyo, Jandal. There you have it. Teacher po, yung sinagot ni Jandal. Again, belated Happy Teacher's Day sa lahat po ng mga guro. And now, let's move to Ginoo 7, Zeus Miguel Valdez. Please join me here in front. How are you tonight?
Okay lang po.
Good to hear. Are you nervous?
Konti po.
Hindi yan. Okay, go ahead. Pick your question. So allow me to read your question. There is a saying that high risk equals high reward. What you have risked so far in your life? Again, there is a saying that high risk equals high reward. What you have risked so far in your life?
Para po sa akin, ang isang bagay na nirisk ko po ngayong panahong ito ay ang pagsali ko sa Ginoo at Binibining Candelaria. Para po sa akin, kaya po itong ang aking niris dahil hindi ko po alam kung ano ang magiging impression ng mga tao para sa akin. Bukod po doon, ang reward ko po na nakakamtan dito ay ang pagtitiwala ko sa sarili ko at alam ko na nandyan lagi yung mga taong handang sumuporta sa akin. Kaya proud po ako sa sarili ko at nagpapasalamat po ako sa mga taong sumuporta sa akin. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat din sa Jesus. That's good to hear. Proud sa sarili. Again, thank you so much, Zeus. Now, please move forward. Ginoo 6, Christian Umari. Hello, Christian. How are you tonight?
Okay naman po.
You are from
From
Barangay.
Barangay Bukal Sur po.
This is not your first time.
Sa bayan po. Pero sa school, meron na pong experience.
Siguro benta ka na rin sa mga school, no? Well, nasa
Hindi naman
itsura.
po.
Alright, so Mr. Christian, please pick your question. Christian, here's your question. Given a chance to give a famous celebrity to tour around Candelaria, where would you take him or her? Again, given a chance to give a famous celebrity to tour around Candelaria, where would you take him or her?
Para sa akin, unang-una ay dadalhin ko po siya sa Torre del Valle dito sa atin sa Candelaria sapagkat ito ay isang lumang instruktura o historical at sunod naman ay dadalhin ko siya sa bangihan ni Kuya upang matikman ang mga pagkain na matatagpuan natin dito sa Candelaria. At patatlo, siya ay dadaling ko sa ating simbahan sapagkat ito ay isa rin sa isang historical structure dito sa ating bayan. Yun lamang at maraming salamat. Magandang gabi.
Thank you so much, Christian. You can relax now at salamat sa tour. Okay, thank you. Now, please move forward. Ginoo 1, Neil Ezekiel Peña. Hi, Neil. How are you?
Okay naman po.
Okay ka lang? This is your first time?
No, hindi po.
Pangilan mo na to?
Sa school po, dalawa, taas ito lang po ang kauna-unahan ko po laban po dito sa labas.
So, okay na. Hindi ka na kinakabahan ngayon, di ba?
Kabadong-kabado po.
Hindi halata. Sige na, go ahead. Pick your question. So here's your question. What part of being a Candelarian are you most proud of? Again, what part of being a Candelarian are you most proud of?
Magandang gabi po sa atin lahat at lalong-lalo na po sa mga horado. Bata pa lamang ay isinilang na ako dito sa Candelaria at hangang-hanga ako sa mga kabataan, sa mga tao sapagkat sila ay may angking talino, sipag, tsaka at higit sa lahat ay ang may takot sa Panginoong may kapal. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat.
So there you have it. Thank you so much, Neil Peña. Now, please move forward. Ginoo 11, Elcid Agsamosa. Hello, Elcid. Good evening. How are you tonight?
Okay naman po.
Nakabahan?
Medyo po.
Okay. So tanggalin natin yung kaba mo, Elcid. Please
Okay
pick
po.
your question. Elcid, here's your question. If you were given the chance to choose to become beautiful, smart, or rich, what would you prefer to be and why? Again, if you were given the chance to choose to become beautiful, smart, or rich, what would you prefer to be and why?
Kung ako man po ay papipiliin, kung ano man po ang aking gusto sa pagiging maganda, mayaman, at maganda, mayaman, ang pipiliin ko po ay at matalino. Ang pipiliin ko po ay ang pagiging matalino sapagkat kung ikaw ay magiging matalino, magiging maganda at mayaman ka. Mayaman sa mga kaalaman at magiging maganda ang iyong buhay dahil kung ikaw ay matalino, ito ay makakatulong sa iyo para umangat ka sa buhay na ito. Yun lamang po, maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Elsie. So, pagiging matalino ang pinipili ni Elsie. Again, thank you so much. You can relax now backstage. Last but not the least, Ginoo 10, Bjorn Cyril Bosita. Please join me here in front. Hello, Bjorn.
Hello po.
Nervous?
Medyo lang po.
Oh, sige. Kaya mo, matatapos na tayo. So, please pick your question. Bjorn, here's your question. What makes you most fulfilled as a person and why? Again, what makes you most fulfilled as a person and why?
Para po sa akin, ang bumubuo po sa aking pagkatao ay ang aking pamilya. Sapagkat ang aking pamilya ang nagturo sa akin upang maging mabuti, magkaroon ng respeto, at higit sa lahat, ang magkaroon ng disiplina sa aking sarili at sa ibang gawain. Napakahalaga po ng itinuro sa akin ng aking pamilya sapagkat tinuruan po nila ako upang maging isang mabuti at huwarang tao. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat.
So there you have it, napakalinaw ng sagot mo, Bjorn Bosita. Thank you so much. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our Ginoo semi-finalists in the question and answer round. We are going to have the battle of the brains for the ladies after these few reminders. Please stay with us.
And we're back. Let's continue the battle of the brains with the ladies. May we call on our first Binibining semi-finalist, Zyrene de los Reyes. Good evening to you, Zyrene.
Good evening, sir.
All right, how are you tonight?
I'm feeling great but nervous.
All right, mukhang namang hindi ka nervous kasi you're very eager to choose your question right away. So go on. I'm going to read the question twice. If given the chance to live from the past, who would you want to be and why? Again, if given the chance to live from the past, who would you want to be and why?
Kung ako ay mabubuhay sa nakaraan, ang pipiliin ko maging ay si Pangulong Corazon Aquino. Dahil bilang unang Pangulong Presidente na babae, at hindi naging hadlang sa kanya ang kasarian, at gusto ko patunayan ngayon na hindi hadlang ang kasarian upang mamuno sa ating bansa. Bagkos, kaya rin gawin ng mga kababaihan ang mga kayang gawin ng ating mga kalalakihan. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Zyrene. Now let's call on Binibini 18, Rachel Amparo. Good evening, Rachel.
Hello po.
All right, how are you tonight?
Okay po.
Are you ready to answer the
Yeah.
question?
Opo.
Okay, kindly choose one. Name one thing that you would sacrifice for a Binibini crown and why. Again, name one thing that you would sacrifice for a Binibini crown and why.
Para sa akin, wala po akong isasakripisyo para sa corona. Kasi para sa akin, magkakameron pa ako ng what if in the future kung meron akong isasakripisyo. At may chance din po kasi na yung isasakripisyo ko, eh baka yung pala yung aking mas better na opportunity para sa akin. Ilang po at maraming salamat.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Rachel. Now let's move on with Binibini 27, Aniana Yvette Atienza. How are you, Miss Aniana?
I'm doing great po, Sir BJ. But I'm kind of nervous, but I will do my best because I am striving for the crown.
All right, so that's a very positive attitude.
Yes po.
All right, are you ready to answer the question?
Yes, sir.
Kindly choose one. The question is, what makes a Candelarian different from other people in Quezon Province? Again, what makes a Candelarian different from other people in Quezon Province?
For me, the difference of Candelaria from other town in Quezon Province is to be the positive. For me, the best, a Candelarian different from other town here is the festival po. Here in Candelaria, there are many different beautiful places here in Candelaria that I am proud of. And I know that if other people visit Candelaria, they would love it. They would love our town. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So that's the promotion of our municipality to other neighboring towns in Quezon. Thank you so much, Aniana. Now let's move forward to Binibini 29, Jane Pauline Untalan. How are you, Miss Jane?
Okay lang po.
All right, are you ready to answer the question?
Yes po.
Kindly pick one. And your question is, what is that one great lesson you learned so far in your GBC 2020 journey? Again, what is that one great lesson you learned so far in your GBC 2020 journey?
Ang natutunan ko po sa GBC ay acceptance. And as a candidate of Ginoo at Binibining Candelaria 2020, I would like to use my voice to spread positivity and optimism. Sa pagtanggap po, win or lose, dapat po nating alahanin na lahat po ng nangyayari ay may rason and pinlalo po yun ng Panginoon. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Jane. Now let's call on our next semifinalist, Binibini 20, Melanie Rose Fowler. Good evening, Melanie.
Good evening.
All right, how are you tonight?
I'm kind of nervous, but I'm excited at the same time because I know that all of us are vying for that crown.
Yes, you are equally qualified for that, those crowns at stake later. Are you ready to answer the question?
Yes.
Okay, kindly choose one. And your question is, which would you rather be? Someone who is respected or someone who is loved? Why? Again, which would you rather be? Someone who is respected or someone who is loved? And why?
I would rather be someone who is loved because when you love someone, you don't love her or him for his outer existence, but for his overall existence. And when you love someone, you respect them. And I believe that respect is the greatest expression of love. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Melanie. Now let's move forward with Binibini 19, Tracy Ann Pasha. Good evening, Tracy.
Good evening po.
Okay, how are you tonight?
Okay naman po.
You're okay. So I think you're okay as well to answer the question, right? Here's the question. Given the chance to solve one of the country's problems, aside from the pandemic, what problem would you address first and why? Again, given the chance to solve one of the country's problems aside from the pandemic, what problem would you address first and why?
Edukasyon. Dahil edukasyon na kailangan ng mga kabataan, na kung saan ang edukasyon ang magbibigay ng pangarap para sa mga kabataan. kung ito ay gagawin ko ng solusyon, ay magbibigay ako ng libreng aral para sa mga kabataan na kung saan nangangarap para sa ikakaganda ng kanilang buhay. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Tracy. Now let's call on Binibini 24, Yasmin Claire Lilo. Good evening, Claire.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, how are you tonight?
Okay lang po.
Are you ready to answer the question?
Yes po.
Okay, go ahead. The question is, if you knew there will be no tomorrow, how would you spend your last day? Again, if you knew there will be no tomorrow, how would you spend your last day?
Thank you, Sir Vijay, for that question. If I knew that this will be my last day, I will spend my time with my family. Coming from a broken family, it's never easy. Meron pong oras na sobrang kailangan ko yung pamilya ko. And yung natitirang araw ko is gagamitin ko yon para makasama sila. Kasi sila yung buhay ko. Gusto ko silang makasama sa natitirang araw ko. Kasi sila yung buhay ko, na sila yung naging lakas ko, sila yung naging inspirasyon ko para sumali sa platapormang ito. Yun lang po at maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Claire, for a heartfelt answer. All right, let's move forward with Binibini 25, Tresden Kyong. Good evening, Tresden.
Good evening, sir.
All right, how are you tonight?
I'm feeling nervous but excited also.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's a unusual mixture of emotion.
Yes.
Okay, are you ready to answer the question?
Yes.
Kindly pick one question. And your question is, if you have the opportunity to know about your future, would you like to know it? Why or why not? Again, if you have the opportunity to know about your future, would you like to know it? Why or why not?
If I have the opportunity to know about the future, I would rather choose not to know it because I know that God has always the perfect timing for us, and I know that God will give me more inspiration for my future, and I believe of what is God's will. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Tresnan. All right, we have the last two girls here. Binibini 30 and Shailene Mahinay. Good evening, Anne.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, how are you tonight?
I'm good.
You're good?
Yes.
So I think you're also good in answering the question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Here's your question. What is the best advice your mother or father ever gave you? Again, what is the best advice your mother or father gave you?
The best advice that given from my mother and father is continue pursuing your dreams. Dahil ako po bilang dumaan po kami sa hirap, na napakahirap po ng pinagdaanan namin. Naging working student at lahat po ginawa ko para makapagtapos ako ng pag-aaral. At yun po yung naging inspirasyon ko para ako po ay mapunta sa ganitong profesyon. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Anne. And now we are down with our final Binibini semi-finalist, Maureen Sagun. Hello, Maureen.
Hello, Sir V.
All right, how are you feeling tonight?
Kinakabahan.
Kinakabahan. Parang ikaw lang yung nagsabing kinakabahan, pero mukhang hindi halata. So are you ready to answer the final,
Yes,
the question? Go ahead. The question is, given the chance to ask our municipal mayor, Maki Boonggaling, one question, what would that question be and why? Again, given the chance to ask our municipal mayor, Maki Boonggaling, one question, what would that question be and why?
If I were given a chance to ask one question to our Mayor Maki Boonggaling, I will ask him, do you feel fine? Why? Because leaders are need to be in a good condition, particularly in a good health and a good physics, and able to manage our community well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maureen, for your concern with our Municipal Mayor Maki Boonggaling. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, our Binibini semi-finalists in the question and answer portion. When we return, we will find out who will make it to the final 5. Stick around.